1 second. Let me get ready just a second longer. Not. Give me 1 moment. Almost ready. Getting ready for 1 second. Okay. Okay, you guys ready? 1 second. Just trying to get all my ducks in a row before I do it. Okay, in about 15 seconds. Oh, shoot. Okay, another tornado warning. Okay, just go ahead. Hi everyone, Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins with you once again. We have another tornado warning that has been issued. This one is just north of Fairbury and it is now headed east towards Beatrice. So again, a tornado warning has been issued. The information that we have for this tornado warning is a tornado warning for Jefferson County until 6:30 p.m. This is radar indicated. It is located 5 miles north of Fairbury, moving east at 15 miles per hour. So once again, a tornado warning has been issued and is in effect until 6:30 p.m. for Jefferson County, and it is moving east at 15 miles per hour. So that's let's zoom in. We're going to stick with you guys for a little bit here on this one. So welcome back. I mean, this has been a busy day in the weather department, and unfortunately we're dealing with tornadic storms over and over again. So this is what it looks like right now. I'm going to zoom in here just a little bit further, and you can see Harbine, Plymouth, kind of under the gun on this one, as well as just north of Fairbury. I'm going to put on our velocity, and sure enough, it's got a pretty good couplet associated with it. So this is the area right here that we're concerned with. Now that storm is moving, let's put a track on this, and it's not moving very fast. We'll go 25 miles per hour just to be safe. Jansen, Harbine through the next 10 or 15 minutes. Grandy School here in just the next minute, if you know where that is. Zion School, kind of on the edge there. This is headed towards Highway 103 and eventually Highway 77. It looks like it's on 136 there. And it's moving east, not very fast, at around 15 to 20 miles per hour. So let's go back to, okay, I got to get set these. Here we go. Okay. So there's the tornado warning. And if you were just joining us, let me get this set up for you. And this probably has some quarter-size hail, and that's actually new information right there. Is that is blinking? So let me get let me get that information for you here. Tornado warning remaining in effect until 6:30 for northeastern Jefferson County. This is radar indicated rotation and expected to be near Jansen around 5:50. So in about 3 minutes. So let me look at the National Weather Service, see what they're saying. And the latest from the really nothing. This is just your good old-fashioned radar-indicated severe thunderstorm that is has enough rotation in it that it's just kind of an early heads-up. This is just a hey, there's rotation within this storm. And nothing has been seen on the ground. In fact, let's take a look at our Beatrice camera. And these cameras are things that you can find on our website. And nothing very, I mean, it's ominous looking, sure, but nothing threatening. So let me get this information for you back up here. We have a show coming up in about 12 minutes, so I'm just going to stick with you for about the next 10 minutes or so, and then we will send it to, and then we will have our show kick in at 6 p.m., and I will have more updates for you there. But well, I'm going to stay with you. This is headed east of Fairbury, almost due east, maybe a little northerly component to it. And this is headed towards, well, it's headed towards Beatrice, but it's going to take some time because this is moving east at 15 miles per hour. So let's do a little math there. If Beatrice is 20 miles away, that's over an hour away. And usually storms like this don't last that long. So I think Beatrice, keep an eye on things. Always keep an eye on things. Heads up. But just know that this is still a solid hour away because it is moving very, very slowly. In fact, I'll put this into motion so that you can see this. Harbine, sure. Take cover. Plymouth, take cover. Fairbury, might as well take cover. You're close enough to this storm. So if you live anywhere in this area that is surrounded in red there, you are definitely going to want to take shelter now. I'm going to... Okay, it's still set up for that last storm. Let me get this all set up for everybody. Kind of doing this on the fly here. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. So between Fairbury and Jansen, just west of Harbine, is what we're looking at. So this area right here. I'm going to take a look at a different velocity, a different radar, see if it shows that too. So this is basically a different one, a different radar, just a different look at it. And both radars, the one from Hastings and the one from Omaha, both seeing the same thing, that there is definitely rotation just west of Jansen, just north of Fairbury. And it's all headed east at about 15 miles per hour. Save that. And so, okay, so we're looking at a couple of different things here. You're looking at this radar, this wind velocity. You can see that's a good look right there. This is definitely some rotation going on. Now, I'm not getting anything from the National Weather Service saying that anything has been reported on the ground yet, but that is a good rotation of some couplet going on there between Jansen and Fairbury along 136. And this is headed east, so let's put a tracker on this. If it's moving 20 miles an hour, let's go like that. So Jansen and Harbine over the next 10 or 15 minutes or so. So most of this is in the rural area, but still there are some areas that definitely this is being impacted. Let's go back over here. So this tornado warning affecting just under 600 people between Plymouth, Harbine, and Fairbury, moving east. I'm going to put this into loop mode here. And it almost has part of the reason there's rotation, you can kind of see it there in the last couple of frames, how it kind of dips down. Instead of making its trek due east, it's almost turning right a little bit and making its way south and southeast. So that is what that rotation is doing to it. So this is probably going to try to make its way south of Harbine towards 103 with that rotation that's being seen within that storm. So once again, we have that tornado warning for that storm right there. And the information that we have from the National Weather Service so far is that it's expected to be near Jansen now. It's capable of producing a tornado it's about 5 miles northeast of Fairbury, moving east at 15 miles per hour. This tornado warning goes until 6:30. So a solid half hour left on this one. It is a slow moving storm. And there's the rotation right there. So this is what we're looking there, just near right over Jansen. So if you live in Jansen, make sure you get to your safe spot now. Put as many walls between you and the outside as you possibly can. Here's another look, and as that wind velocity went away, it will repopulate. So just give it a second. This means I'm getting new data. This should be informative as soon as that radar sweep comes through that area. So giving it just a second here. There it goes. So yeah, that right there. Right over Jansen. And there's another look at it. So I'm just flipping back and forth between two different radars because this is in between the Hastings radar site and the Omaha one. So we can look at both of them and get an idea of what's happening. Might even be seeing a little bit of secondary rotation over here, just west of Fairbury on 136. But this is the main area. It looks like it weakened just a little bit, but some strong wind blowing through Jansen along 136 headed towards Harbine. So there's the radar loop over the last few hours, the last hour. This is likely some large hail right there between Fairbury and Harbine. Probably quarter to maybe ping pong ball size hail with that. Zooming out just a little bit, this happens sometimes where you will see a long line of storms like this, and then where it curves right there, that's where you see the bend, and that's where you sometimes get that rotation. And this whole line of storms is moving east, and as it does, it's got that nook right there, right west of, just due west of Beatrice, and sure enough, that's where that tornado warning is located, right where that line bends and goes directly left or west. Looks like we got a little training going on too, and what I mean by that is this area is continuing to see storms redevelop. Would not be surprising to see this whole area right here under some sort of flood advisory or maybe a flash flood warning in the next 30 minutes to an hour. So if you live in low-lying areas, or if you see water over a roadway, make sure that you turn around and don't drown. That's a lot of rain and a lot of hail going on right there. So if you're just joining us, tornado warning has been issued until 6:30 for Jefferson County. This tornado warning is moving east at about 15 miles per hour. Very slow moving storm. So it's I know Beatrice is downstream, but it's a good hour away before this part of the storm gets there. So you have time. I would make the precautions, make sure that you are aware of what to do and when to do it. So if a warning is issued for the Beatrice, Wymore, Pickerel area, you know where to go and how to get there as fast as you can. So a tornado warning goes until 6:30 this evening, so about a half an hour left on that tornado warning. Now it is radar indicated. I haven't had any reports of anything on the ground from this particular storm. So that's the good news. The bad news is it's a tornado warning, and it also has some pretty big hail inside of it. Now I'm not seeing any, sometimes when the storm gets strong enough, what'll happen is you'll see white show up in that pink area right there, just like just northeast of Fairbury, that tends to mean bigger hail. I'm not seeing that right now. So this is probably quarter size hail, maybe a little bit bigger in some spots. Heavy rain, definitely, and then that rotation. In fact, let's get a look at that rotation again. Looks like it's broadening out a little bit. So this is some good news. I'm going to look at this other one right there. Yeah, see, flipping back and forth between these two velocities. It's still right in the same spot, but it seems to be spreading out a little bit. It is not as confined as it was earlier, not as tightly wound as it was earlier. Just a little bit of green showing up now. Still some high wind. This is, when you see these brighter pinkish, bright, almost neon red, that tends to mean some strong winds, 60 mile per hour wind gusts a possibility. But the rotation seems to be dissolving a little bit, cautiously optimistic. This one still shows a pretty good couplet though, between well, right over Jansen. So what we're going to do, friends in the back, I'm going to send it to you when you want me to. We will start the show, and we'll do what we need to do, and we will continue the 6 o'clock show how we need to continue it. So whenever you want me to send it to the beginning of the show, just let me know, if anybody can hear me back there. So here's a wider look at what we have going on. Strong storms rolling through Omaha. If you live in the Lincoln area, right on the southern edge of that stronger storm, trying to move through into the southern fringe of the capital city along Highway 77. And you know what? Let's take a look at some of those cameras we have. So there's Beatrice. Just ominous clouds. Honda of Lincoln looking in the right direction. Rain pouring once again in this area. Southeast Community College, not much going on there. Just some light rain. Looking at the Barry Law Cam. Pointed south, that's a lot of heavy rain there. And this is in southwest Lincoln where this camera is located. Allocam. Rain just now starting to move into this area as well. And then ABC Seamless, some rain falling 48th and Cornhusker Highway. All right, if we're ready to go, I'm going to send it back to programming, and we'll have some updates. Okay.
We begin right now with weather updates following some intense rain. Take a listen. Sirens blaring over Friend this evening. This video coming from our citizen journalist Tracy. You can see rain covering the red brick roads.
And here's another look coming from Colonial Acres. This video sent in by citizen journalist Denise. Rain leaving backyard, pretty cold, pretty drenched. The big question tonight, will your outside plans be a washout? Good evening, thank you for joining us on Rock Valley.
And I'm Sophia Pullman. Let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins, who's had a busy day. Rusty?
Yeah, and we knew there was a potential for some strong storms. It's just there's been a little rotation in just about half of these storms that have gotten going, and so we've had tornado warnings. So if you have outdoor plans this evening, if they happen right now, you're probably going to have to wait a little bit, because we have this line of storms from Omaha to Lincoln to Beatrice, and then they take a hard left, and that's right where that tornado warning is at. So that's where I'm going to zoom in and show you a tornado warning for Jefferson County. This goes until 6:30 this evening. Right now it is radar indicated. It looks like the hail potential is letting up just a little bit. Now I'm going to look at a couple of different wind velocities, where that red meets that green between Harbine and Jansen, right on 136. That's where, and that latest update right there, that is a lot of rotation going on. Now, I haven't had any reports of a tornado on the ground, but you know what? Let me look just real quick, just to make sure from the National Weather Service, and I'm not seeing any reports of a tornado on the ground at all, just the very strong rotation. Here's another look at the wind velocity, and there's even another potential rotation just west of Fairbury. So that one right over Jansen is what we're watching very, very closely. So I'll keep an eye on that. If anything comes about, if I hear of anything going on, I will let you guys know, and we'll break into the news program. But for now, Rod and Sophia, back to you.
All right, thank you, Rusty. Yeah, just let us know if we need to come back to you. Some of Big Red's finest prepare to watch the big stage tonight. The NFL draft kicks off this evening right here on Channel 8.
Some of Nebraska's top players hoping to hear their names during the draft. We're talking about Ty Robinson, Thomas Fidone, Tommy Hill, and Isaiah Nair. This is the Field of Dreams. You're looking live at Lambeau Field, where football fans are gathering and players are hoping to hear their names. Channel 8 Sports Director Nate Johnson joins us now with the possible picks.
Yeah, thanks, Sophia. Rivals Day is one of those big states for the draft that you mentioned. And from my home state, Green Bay, Wisconsin, a lovely site. And I know you mentioned this as well, but there are quite a few Huskers that already hear their name called this year. Maybe not tonight, but definitely this weekend. Again, like I said, probably not in the first round, but you never know. Ty Robinson, Thomas Fidone, Tommy Hill, Isaiah Nair, and Matt Shotmaker are among the Huskers eligible in this year's draft. Now, round one starts at 7 p.m. tonight, coming up in just a bit, and we'll have more tonight at 10 p.m. I will have a chance to catch up with one former Husker legend who got drafted ahead of these Ravens. And a big thanks to Levante and Dave for coming in. Something we'll talk with them for. We'll see you back here this morning.
Tornado warning has been allowed to expire.
All right, thank you, Nate. Breaking now, a roadblock for a rule that would cut federal funds from public schools. A judge today blocking the proposal that targets schools with diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. It comes during a joint lawsuit from the National Education Association and the ACLU. They're accusing the administration of violating teachers' due process. Also breaking now, several agencies are searching for this woman.
No
Leah
rotation near
Noy,
Wilbur.
and
No
said that
rotation
she's believed to be
near
either
Wilbur.
Nash or Boone County in a life-threatening situation. If you have any information that you've seen, call the Nance County Sheriff's Office.
Local lawmakers giving you their takeaways following the passing of the Pope. Just hours from now, Pope Francis's coffin seen here will be sealed during a liturgical rite at St. Peter's Basilica just before his funeral. U.S. Congressman Mike Flood and other Catholics mourning his passing. He praised Pope Francis for his outreach to marginalized communities and his courage while enduring illness. The end of public viewing in St. Peter's Basilica marks the end of the Novemnials, an ancient tradition of 9 days of mourning and masses for the repose of the late Pope's soul.
Developing now, the fight to contain an out-of-control Plum Creek fire that's going on in Brown County. The Nebraska Game and Parks is helping to gain control of the fire, at least try. And that's just one of many agencies jumping in to try and douse the flames. Generally, Annie Helmy spoke with the local fire chief on just how much work dealing with these burns can take. Annie?
The
music scene is poised to hit a high note with the help of a major addition downtown.
Okay, with the tornado warning gone and no warnings out there, I think I'm just gonna turn the live stream off for now. Bless you. And get through the show. Now, if something pops up, I'll come back after the 6 o'clock show so that we can actually be uninterrupted. Right now, it's like I have to be quiet the whole time. So I'm gonna turn this off. Thanks everybody for joining us for a quick one here, and